At that, I bet you haven't seen many people fight 2 elites at once. Man, did we just take out another 2 elites? When we steal this, we're actually going to spawn an elite with the 2 bosses. And you know we're going to do that. Have you ever wanted to be Al Capone? Have you ever thought about sitting outside a shady Italian deli, smoking cigarettes, and, you know, getting into all sorts of illicit operations? Well, if you have, welcome to Gangster. This would be the potato for you, the character that obviously takes a little bit of mob inspiration from the 20s here in the United States. Is now a character in Potato, and one of my favorite ones, a very challenging character. We'll take a touch of luck, don't want to reroll too much. Do like the Shredder, and we'll go ahead and steal this corrupted shard. Notably, the Gangster can steal 1 item per run, faces more expensive items, and every item we steal, excuse me, does have a chance to spawn an elite, which is a lot of fun and pretty difficult. This character is definitely one of the swinger ones in Brotato. So I am enjoying this character quite a bit. Really like the Gangster. And besides, how can you not love a character that has such an awesome hat? I mean, that's just a great hat. Where can I get one? Looking for range damage, don't see it, so I'll take a little more luck. My sort of motivation with luck is that it will allow us to steal some better items. Unfortunately, not being able to lock is a pretty big disadvantage, so re-rolling at this point when we couldn't afford anything is not the wisest course of action. Have been making my way through the DLC. I've almost cleared D5 on almost all potatoes. We have about 6 or 7 left, and I'm really enjoying it. Also, I've gotten way better at the expansion. Notably, you know, the expansion was kicking my butt at first, but I think I've got it under control. I believe I've concluded the secret to the expansion is curse. Curse is very important. Scaling that curse very quickly will really increase your odds of success. I sure will take some upgraded harvesting, and we'll get some attack speed on the board. And this is why I find this character so compelling. You know, do we steal this or, you know, look for something a little better? So that's why I really do like Gangster. You know, I enjoy characters that have good scaling and that really sort of think or make you think about Potato differently. And the Gangster certainly does all of that. We, of course, will be building this character into one that can take out elites very quickly. You know, did see some Shredders, so went ahead and picked them up. Again, pretty timid start here, I'd say. But we'll give it a shot and see if we can go ahead and start our own criminal enterprise. Joking, of course. Or am I? You can see damage little soft at the start here. Hopefully we can kill this looter. Are they called looters? Or is it like a shark looter? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. No goat skull needed for this build. Crit and speed both quite good here, so we'll take some speed as I do want to be ready to dance around all these elites we will surely face. So we obviously want to find at least 1 item to steal, which I will do. So there. First elite schedule is on wave 12. Just checking, my range damage is unfortunately only at 1, and so we want to make sure we get our damage as high as possible so we can take those elites out. So I have like 5 elites on like wave like 6, and it's definitely pretty challenging. But I'm really enjoying the expansion and all the new characters and the old characters, which have been fun to sort of revisit the expansion. But I've had some like crazy runs where, you know, you get like a really nice purple weapon here super early. So I do like a little bit of luck on this character, just so we can steal better items and take out as many elites as possible. Also, this is a really good character if you want to practice dodging the elites, because you can really spawn a lot of them. We'll take max HP again. Really want some range. Not going to quite take the pistol. Coffee, one of my favorite items. Happy to see it. Looking for something a bit better. So, you know, sometimes you can sort of whiff on the rerolls. We'll go ahead and steal a coffee. You know, obviously, typically you would pick up a Shredder there on like a normal run, but I don't want to go too heavy in the Shredders because I do want weapons that are better at killing elites. Obviously, the Shredders are good, right? Like, we all like Shredders, but, you know, they're not a very good elite killing weapon. So, looking for something with good single target damage. Obliterators, obviously very good, as are things like miniguns and many other items. They even pick up laser guns this run as well. Very good elite killing item. Finally get hit here on wave 6. Do finally take a touch of damage, which makes me sad. Also, notably, that 20% XP or price penalty is very much a real thing here on Gangster. Items being expensive definitely lowers their power level a bit. Love 3 range damage. We're very much behind there. And I guess take a bit of harvesting again just to counteract the penalty here. So rocket launcher, really interesting. We're getting such good clear weapons. We do have an 11% chance to spawn an enemy, but do not do so. Armor could be okay, but I'd rather pick up a little crit. Percent damage pretty low here. Yeah, I can't say rocket launchers are my favorite weapons. They're good. You know, they do not scale quite as well as shredders do, but they're pretty solid here for where we are. That said, those rocket launchers are not particularly good against elites, which again we will be fighting Serpalub. So feeling a little iffy about this run at the moment, but I have pulled much more timid starts to victories, so I'm sure it'll be okay. It's got to work out, right? Or something like that. Anyway, Gangster, a lot of fun, enjoying this one quite a bit. Again, just has some mechanical things that make you think about Potato a little differently, as well as things that are fun, like dodging elites. Is that fun? I don't know. Maybe if you're like me, maybe if you're like a little unhinged like I am, maybe little is doing a little too much heavy lifting there. Anyway, wave 7 feeling good. Don't really need more range, so we'll pass. And I guess I'll take more max health. Don't really want any of these. Do see your shotgun. I actually do quite like the grenade launcher. So let's go ahead and combine here, buy this and cycle grenade launcher, which I actually meant to steal, but old habits die. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this blunderbuss a shot. It should, I was gonna say, hopefully, provoke some elites, but it does not. So the blunderbuss is an item I'm sort of not quite sold on. Obviously, really long recovery period, but you instantly recover when you pick up a material. If we can find like a gecko, that would probably be pretty good against elites, as it does hit quite hard. So we're gonna go ahead and try to tie this whole thing together. At least that's my hope. Will it help us kill elites? I will find out shortly. I'm actually surprised. Normally I am able to spawn an elite here by wave 9 usually, so I guess we're not that far off. Using a lot of these new weapons here. Obviously the grenade launcher, pretty good item actually. I like quite a bit. It's sort of like half shredder, half SMG. Does a little, not quite as good as area clear as the shredder does, but a little bit better single target damage. So I am actually enjoying the grenade launcher. I think it's a pretty good item. So it's actually probably the expansion weapon, at least range, that I've been using the most. Love a free Cyclops worm, and armor is quite good, but percent damage is even better, at least for what I want to do. Anyway, like the shard, like the gentle alien, just getting thrown shredders here today. We'll see if we can find something to steal. Looking for something a little more high impact. I will go ahead and steal this metal plate. So you can see, got a number of new items here. I haven't actually spawned an elite yet, so hopefully we will get one here shortly. I want to take out these elites so we can get those juicy red crates. And I can get an early anvil, I can get an early Brian's magical leaf, and we can sail to the victorious sunset. Just kidding, you know, we're getting a torture or a explosive turret, something like that. So I'm actually reasonably happy with our stats at this point. The biggest thing I'm not happy with is our range damage is really low. Do not have nearly what I would like to have here on wave 9. On range builds, you know, doing the gun thing, I typically like to keep my range about where the level is, or at least thereabouts. So would like to be a lot closer to 9 range here, and we aren't, which makes me sad. Probably would make you sad too if you were in my shoes. So I'm sure you can relate to my all around moroseness. But you know, like I said, I'm decent at this game and able to typically pull back slow starts into victorious runs. Doing a really good job here dodging, so I'm pretty happy with how that's going. Okay, what do we have here? Looking for some range damage primarily, which I do find. All good things. I will take crit chance and a little more crit chance. Do like the scope actually quite a bit. Go ahead and not combine because we have a really weird hodgepodge of weapons. Really do like this. This is a 40% chance to spawn an enemy. Remarkably does not. And again, could have potentially done some shenanigans there with the items. Now, the one thing you want to be careful with, which I will mention because we do have it coming up, is you very much can spawn 2 elites on one wave. So, you know, you do want to be careful with that we can spawn 2 amazing. I actually have 0 HP regen, I just realized. So, may want to avoid doing that, but, you know, I also will probably try it anyway because I think it'll be good content. But yeah, you definitely can spawn 2 elites at once, and I think we'll definitely at least try to do that successfully once. So that range damage that we picked up really helped where we are in terms of damage. So if we can get like, you know, A mouse would probably be the item I would love to see here. Just giving me more enemies. More importantly, 5 lifesteal. That would be quite good. So that would be solid. You know, with all these elites we're going to be fighting, we do want quite a bit of lifesteal. Wave 10. Feeling good. Okay, what do we got here? What did I say, right? Streamer luck, even though I'm recording a video. Obviously don't like losing luck, but we need a little more speed and lifesteal. Very, very solid for where we are now. Looking for range damage, and again, we'll pick up some lifesteal and a little bit of max HP. So I am going to go ahead and upgrade this. I'm going to steal this, which will spawn elite, or actually elite's coming on 12, 15, excuse me, and 17. So this will spawn elite most likely. So we do see an elite coming up here. Not a lot of knockbacks. We'll keep on rolling. Don't want to do the bait into an elite, so I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. Could argue for Bean Teacher being okay here. A Wandering Bot will make dodging this elite a little bit easier. So we do get the Jellyfish. I don't know the official name. The Jellyfish for me is actually the hardest elite. I've definitely been getting way better at dodging the elites, so I'm feeling way more confident. I just struggle on this guy in particular, so I don't know why. This particular elite has my number. I actually don't even think this is the hardest elite. I just think there's something about trying to get close to it so you can hit it versus the enemies and that little set of projectiles that come out around them. Again, I'm pretty good at dodging most of the new elites, but man, that one, that Jellyfish in particular, man, it's just the hardest one for me to dodge. Even the 2 shark elites that like charge you, I have a much easier time with. I think that Jellyfish gets me because I essentially am trying to get close, because in Brotato you typically, you will target the closest enemy, right? So I want to be next to the elite so I can be targeting the elite, not the enemy, so I can burst down the elite. And I just struggle to dodge the projectiles that come out from around the Jellyfish once it moves into the middle. So got the hardest elite out of the way early, although that doesn't mean we can't see it again. So this is not good now, but good enough to build around. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up and actually grab some dodge to take advantage of that Retrimations hoodie. Very good item, even if it's not doing a whole lot for me right now. I'm going to go and buy this. Was thinking about stealing it, and I'm going to go ahead and take the lemonade. I do think there's a very valid strategy of stealing picking up cursed items even if you aren't going to use them, just because curse is so good in this game. Anyway, this is elite number 2. I'm going to try to see how many elites we can kill. Hopefully it's at least 6. You can see we have built a solid character here. I'm actually pretty happy with how our wee little gangster has turned out. And let the record show, another perfect elite in the books, right? What you gonna do, elite? And we don't even have a tooth. The tooth is really good. We do want to find that ASAP. Tooth obviously slows the enemies up to 30%. However, it does slow those enemies' projectiles, really helps when you're killing a bunch of bosses. So off to a good start here. Range is a little off the hoodie, but the hoodie already providing 34 attack speed and allowing us to get defense and offense and attack speed, all within that lovely dodge stat. So I'm actually pretty pleased. We've already taken on 2 elites. We're going to try to get through as many as we possibly can and see what we can do here. And we did get a good red item. No explosive turret, no torture. So when your first red item is something you can use, first legendary, that is good sign, right? Good vibes. Feeling solid about this, something like that. For free, do you like the injection? And what I say, there's that stupid torture. No, thank you. Torture, not always a bad item. It's just bad most of the time, including this time. So here is an item that is not mostly bad. One of my favorite items in the game, Bloody Hand. Absolutely love this item. We'll be picking it up and stealing it so we can spawn an elite, which we do. We'll take the bag. Improved tools is tempting, but a little expensive. Ritual, much better. I like that quite a bit. And even though we have low armor, I am going to take this glass cannon. Was thinking about the decomposing flesh. So we will probably be 2-shot by this elite, so let's be a little careful. But again, we just really want to max our damage, even if we're going to have to put ourselves at a bit of risk. So feeling pretty good. Dodge there. So almost a perfect elite kill, although hit me after he died. But there we go. We're putting this together, right? And getting ourselves a red item, hopefully, every wave from here on out. And just showing what we can do. That is our 3rd elite down. And we got many more to go. But that Bloody Hand, very, very good. Allowing us to combine, sort of like the Retrimations, so the offense and defense, right? Because we can get lifesteal, which is regen, not defense. I know technically, blah, blah, blah. But, we can increase our damage through lifesteal, which is quite good. And that hoodie, we can increase our damage through attack speed via dodge. which are all very good things for me. Obviously, not much harvesting going on, no like insane accelerators like a black flag, and our curse is not nearly as high as I would like, but just showing you can have a really good run here without too many cursed items. So what do we have here? You know, again, don't love losing damage, but this is a solid free pickup, and we'll grab dodge with the Retribution's hoodie. Do get a captain's sword, fun item. Obviously, we're melee, so not going to use it. And ashes, I think going too much farther into negative armor is probably somewhat of a difficult thing. I'm tempted to just steal this cursed revolver, but I'm gonna look for something just a little bit more in tune with what we're trying to do here. Do like a rip and tear. Pearl, you know, is an item I truthfully have been pretty unimpressed with, if I'm being honest. When we finally see something good to steal here, a red SMG, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. Potentially the blunderbuss. It did deal the least amount of damage. So we'll go ahead and spawn this elite and then take either the beanie or the hedgehog. Kind of looking around here, and I think I'd rather just have the range damage. So we can actually afford both because apparently math is hard. Anyway, okay, we got the, I don't know, I like to call this dude like the necromancer. Sort of what he looks like to me. I do find this, as I instantly get hit, to be one of the easier elites to dodge, so I am happy to see this, as I instantly almost get double tapped by it. I do normally find this to be the easiest elites to dodge. Anyway, that's 4 elites down, I think. So, you know, see we're starting to do a little bit of good work here. That panda, you know, again, panda, you're never like, oh my gosh, yeah, a panda, right? But I don't know. We currently have -1 armor, so getting a little more health, you know, is not a bad thing. So, okay, we're doing some elites. We're doing some good jobs. I'm going to try to be silly and pull 2 elites next wave because we do have them coming up. There's an elite on wave 15, so I do want to double spawn the elites because I think that would be great for the content, right? You gotta do the content. It is all about that. Anyway, wave 14, feeling pretty solid here. Love jerky. Actually, this is one of the items I have most underestimated. Mammoth, you know, not something we can use. Not worth the damage and speed for the regen and knockback. And don't really need any of this. I'll take a touch armor just so we're positive. So love this propeller hat. Don't really need the snowball, like the beanie. Not really a shredder upgrade that I want to do here. I'm going to steal this grenade launcher. We do have an elite coming, so we will be fighting 2 elites because I think that will be exciting. And wish I could have taken this ricochet or this fairy, so unfortunately not able to take advantage of that. I'll go ahead and take a blood leech as well, one more. Man, if only I had that ricochet, that'd be so good for these 2 elites. But we are going into 2 elites, which is not recommended if you are watching at home. I would not recommend you try to fight 2 elites at once. And I am feeling the lack of range. All right, first elite down. I was like, maybe I should actually be quiet and focus on playing the game. All right, second elite down. Would you look at that? I bet you haven't seen many people fight 2 elites at once in the Abyss DLC expansion. I hope I'm your first, as you may say in some other less PG context. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. We were able to take 2 elites, so we were able to get strong enough, which makes me pretty happy. And only have 3 armor, so that's quite good. So that was a lot of fun. Took 2 elites out, and we're going to try to do that again here on wave 17. Of course, we got 2 red crates. Boy, howdy, ain't that something. One thing to note is when you do get the jerky, I don't know if this is intended, and even though I think jerky is a very good item, it actually does not cause the red crate to instantly heal you. It heals you over a period of time. Back to full. We desperately need range, and this is quite good, so I like it. Don't need the rip and tear, and again, exoskeleton. I'm happy to see that. Don't like losing lifesteal, but I want a little more armor and a little more speed, so that is pretty good for me. So, warrior helmet. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. Don't like losing speed, but you know, it's worth it. So we do see a black flag, which I will steal and hopefully spawn an elite. I do not. That makes me sad. Oh man, I'm trying to spawn the elites, but alas. Black flag, one of the best items in the game. I really cannot overstate how good this item is, even if you're having a mid-run like me when it comes to curse. So it is the new hunting trophy. Really like it, and it is definitely one of the best scaling items. And curse and the new items in general really have made this expansion a lot more balanced than I think it may have seemed at first. There's a lot of powerful items here in this expansion, and they really do a good job of offsetting the additional challenges that we do see in the expansion pack. So That black flag being one of them, going to definitely generate a lot of materials. Black flag also one of the best items to curse. If you curse that black flag, it gives a whopping 2 curse per cursed enemy killed. So definitely an item to curse if you can. Obviously, we can't do that on this character because you can't lock items, but on other characters you could. So feeling all right here, and really putting some special together here. I'm feeling pretty strong, which is nice. For free, like a coffee, and then do like alert, a couple different items. And we'll go ahead and take this speed. Not gonna do a curse chopper. We are going here into a wave 17 elite, and I'm gonna go ahead and steal this to spawn 2 elites and just try to get some more armor on the back end. See something I am really happy to see here, which is a minigun. Go ahead and actually the rocket launcher is currently out damaging the shredder, so let's go ahead and dunk the shredder and buy the minigun. I'm quite happy to see that. So let's go ahead and get this goldfish and then not re-roll into the next wave, because obviously we can't lock anything. So okay, what do we have here? All right, shark boy, really missing that tooth. That would be quite good here. First elite down. I'm gonna try to pick that crap up. Man, did we just take out another 2 elites? Another double elite wave? That's what I like to see. Beautiful. All right, another 2 red items for me. Do want to be careful about the ashes we just picked up. You know, ash is a very good item, but it does reduce our armor every wave, and we only have how much is that? 8 armor. So yeah, want to be a little careful, but I am happy to see that. You know, one thing we in particular are struggling with is when you're killing elites with ranged weapons, having that additional range is extremely helpful, because you know you just can dodge them around a lot easier and keep the damage on the boss. But you can see we were just ripping the original wave. So I'm feeling okay about this, but of course I'm going to spawn as many elites as I possibly can, because that's why you play Gangster, to kill elites and take your revenge out on Brotato. Love an anvil, and one notable thing about the anvil that is really cool to see is that they now changed it where it upgrades when you enter a shop, which means you actually get the additional upgrade, which is quite good. We'll take the regen potion because why not? Don't need the peacock, like the onion. Don't really need the scared sausage. Sure, we'll take the cake. Our range damage is at 18, which is much more appreciable, but our percent damage is at 102, so I'm happy with where that is. You can see we did upgrade an item here. We do a lot of piercing, so maybe the pumpkin, but I don't really need it. Laser gun is cursed, so like maybe we take that. I also really like the red shotgun. I probably would take this, but I kind of like getting these last 2 weapons upgraded. They're pretty good for what we want to do. It is tempting though. If we had a slightly different weapon set, or if that was purple, I would have picked it up, but no worries at all. Do get a sniper gun, which will probably get upgraded. So let's go ahead and pick that up. We'll go ahead and dunk maybe the rocket launcher. Actually, trying to think about what I want to get rid of here. Let's go ahead and dunk a rocket launcher, just because it is not quite as helpful when taking out elites. Do like a clover. Again, more luck, better things to steal. And we'll go ahead and take this eye patch as well. Would have loved this cape. A little disappointed we can't pick that up with the Retribution's hoodie. And with the hoodie, I will go take that peaceful beat. So feeling all right about this. Attack speed feeling pretty strong. And we don't even have a single silver bullet, and we're doing such a good job on these elites. So whoa, taking a little hit of damage there. So you know, a little risky, but not super worried about it. Man, that cape would have been so good with the hoodie. Obviously lose some range damage, but we do have the bloody hands, so we would have gotten damage off the lifesteal, and of course would have gotten a ton of attack speed from that dodge. So we're just showing how you can really, you know, crank through here. I mean, we're killing so many elites, and you know, we don't really have, this is not like a broken run from a cursed items perspective, right? We don't have some like insane cursed weapons doing insane things. So really showing that with good choices, you know, this character is really powerful. I mean, Gangster is definitely a tough win streaking character, you know, because you can, you know, get an elite on wave 5, which you just pretty much can't kill, but really do some fun things with this little Gangster here. All right, what do we have? No thank you, Etsy's couch, and speed and armor both decent here. Do like a blindfold. Upgrade our grenade launcher, so we don't need that. Looking around for some better items, maybe frozen heart if we can't find anything else. Have enough regen where I don't need the tardigrade. More percent damage is good. And we'll go ahead and steal this alien magic and hopefully spawn another elite, which I do. So another elite. We've killed like, it's got to be close to 10 elites this wave. And like, this is fun because like, we're not even, like we're not two-shotting these elites, right? We're not just dumpstering them, you know, we are having to dodge them a bit. So feeling pretty good about what we've put together. I mean, this is sweet. We've killed a ton of elites. We got a ton of items, and some of them are actually pretty good. Anyway, as I speak good for once, my name is Sean. I run a channel here just for fun called Sean's Here. Do it mainly for fun on the side because I enjoy playing Potato. It seems like a number of people enjoy watching me do so. So, as I like to say, it's a match made in heaven. If you have not, if you could do me a solid and subscribe to this channel, that would mean a lot to me and just give me a little motivation to keep cranking out some content. But anyway, appreciate you as always. Look at all these materials. We're just zooming through here. Wave 19. Feel pretty good. There we go. Okay, what can we do? For free, don't like to focus because all this attack speed we're going to lose. So we'll probably recycle that. Actually, it's still probably better. I guess I'll take it, although I don't really love it. And then for free, sure, Pearl. Like the Shroud, don't need the Cauldron. Don't really need regen, but I do like dodge again with the Retribution Hoodie. Quite good. Somewhat tempted by the energy bracelet, but we'll pass. So we were able to unfortunately not upgrade the minigun, even though that would have been pretty good. So love a Giant's Belt. So this is gonna be interesting. When we steal this, we're actually gonna spawn an elite with the 2 bosses, and you know we're gonna do that. Is there any reason we should do that? No, of course not. It just makes it ridiculously harder. But you know, again, let's be silly here and try to make it harder on ourselves. So we'll be fighting 2 bosses and the elite. So again, let the record show we were about to fight both bosses with an elite we spawned. So that's going to be somewhat hard. I don't know why I don't know why I bought that tardigrade. Clicking a little too quickly, obviously doesn't do anything with the bloody hand. We only have 16% life steal. So can we fight 2 elites and the bosses? Answer is probably. I actually feel pretty good about where we are. So there's 1 elite down. Oh, well, needed that. 2 elites down, or 1 boss, 1 elite, and then for the lulz, let's finish it off. And look at that. We spawned an extra elite for the bosses because why not? And hell off on there. So that was a pretty clean run. Again, just illustrating you have a good powerful run there without necessarily going crazy with cursed stuff, right? Because none of these weapons are cursed. And the MVP, I'm assuming probably the SMG, which we unfortunately didn't get upgraded. It's actually interesting to note, despite being our only purple weapon, it did by far and away the most damage to the bosses. So even with that, we had a pretty good run there. Anyway, a lot of fun. As always, thank you for watching. And until next time,